state has issued about 75% of the 2.2 million first and second doses it's received. That's well short of the more than 7 million who are eligible. A little more than 300,000 New Yorkers have received both doses needed for full vaccination. Only older New Yorkers and people in certain professions are eligible for the vaccine. Restaurant workers are not on that list. But as Gilad Malamed reports, some of these employees might be at the greatest risk of becoming a victim to the pandemic.
Hand sanitizer at the bar is now common at restaurants. Vaccinated employees could be as well.
I would get it tomorrow if I could.
This will take time. Jacoby's Cucina Sita manager Alex Jacoby says frontline workers and the elderly should be the priority in phases 1A and 1B.
We're willing to wait down the totem pole, but if we can get it faster, that'd be great. If not, we'll have to wait, but it is what it is.
The CDC recommends food service workers for phase 1C of vaccination, along with other groups of essential workers. New York State Restaurant Association President and CEO Melissa Fleischute says the industry is not pushing to get ahead of any phase 1A and 1B groups, but does want the vaccine as soon as possible.
When we start to get into specific industries, I think we feel like the food industry should be towards the front of the line because we have been severely impacted by the restrictions and the shutdowns, and because we are public facing.
When asked whether restaurant workers would be in the current or next rounds of eligibility, Governor Andrew Cuomo says it comes back to supply.
Yes, I would like to see restaurant workers eligible. Makes total sense. But what does eligibility mean when you don't have the supply necessary?
Researchers at UC San Francisco found cooks had the highest risk of death during the pandemic when compared to non-pandemic times out of essential workers in California. Bartenders and head chefs also had an increased risk of death. The study says there are other factors besides the job that could be relevant.
I could see it being more of a risk in the kitchen. People are working side by side, and that's nothing really you can avoid.
Fleischute says restaurants are prioritizing safety measures, but the vaccine is key to safely easing restrictions.
Having the vaccine kind of takes that variable out of our hands. We're doing everything we can, but we need our guests to do everything that they can. And so it would be great to have the vaccine as soon as possible.
For those already eligible, state-run appointments are being booked into mid-April. In Buffalo, Gilad Malamed, 7 Eyewitness News.